Yeah.
But when I work with the teenagers, the troubled kids especially, that's my passion.
Because you can relate to that, right?
Exactly.
To a certain extent, you know what I mean? And that's a big thing too. Kind of you guys, you were talking about just being bullied and shit like that. You don't know unless you were in that position or have known somebody that, you know, has dealt with that kind of shit before. Like me, obviously you guys see how big I am. I had to deal with shit all the fucking time. You know what I mean? So I was always willing just to fucking take a beating if I needed to, but nobody was ever like, oh, Jimmy's a bitch. You know what I mean? Oh, Jimmy's a little crazy asshole. You're like, fucking leave him alone. I was like, I'll bite ankles, man. I'll go for Achilles tendon, dog.
And then with Ricky, me and Ricky been knowing each other. We sparred numerous times. We were always in the fight scene because he was very good. So I always seen him around. We would see each other at different sparring. And then me and Ricky, we were only professional fighters on a card in Arizona. And literally the same week, me and Ricky were going to headline. I believe he was the co-main and I was the main, or he was the main and I was the co-main event. Whatever it was, we were the only professional fighters on the card. Literally, he wrote me and was like, my fight just got canceled. It was 2 days before the event. And I was like, man, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Boom, boom, boom. And then the next day, my guy pulled out too. So they lost both of us. So
this was last year in the summer.
It was crazy.
Summertime.
We were ready.
It's crazy because I got an Airbnb. It was lit. I was going to take my family. We had a pool. We're going to go to watch a Suns game. We're going to do all these things. So I invested a lot of time, effort, and money. More importantly, the training camp.
Yeah, I mean,
cutting weight. And this has happened this is probably the 8th time it's happened. It just happened last weekend. You know what I mean? And people sign up to fight me. They sign the contract. And then it doesn't happen. And it breaks a fighter's heart because you train your all, you give your all, you sacrifice it all for one day to get to show the people that believe in you that you have worked so hard for, and you want to show them what you have to give as far as martial arts. You know, you want to have a good performance, and then it doesn't happen, you know. So when that didn't happen for us, it was just like, oh man, here we go again. And we ended up linking up. We actually both still went to Arizona. I still had a great time with my family. I took it as a vacation.
Yeah.
But it's always heartbreaking when you prepare to fight and then it doesn't happen. But fighters that are watching, listening, prepare yourself if you want to do MMA, because this isn't an easy game. You got to take the good along with the bad, and a lot of times shit doesn't go the way you expect it to. But if you keep pushing, you keep pursuing, you keep believing, something good is eventually going to happen. You'll find yourself at the end at the top of the mountain, looking at a beautiful view when you choose the hardest path a lot of times.
Yeah, and I love each of you guys' individual stories. You know, that's cool that you guys have known each other, and then, you know, just through the fight game, you guys connected. So how did it come to the point to where, like, all right, like, when you guys were, obviously you guys know each other, like, all right, you guys want to do this fucking fight league? Like, what do you guys want? How did that conversation come up? You know what I mean?
It's actually crazy because, like, Lamar was at Zen, Lonnie was working with RCS, and I was, like, here building my gym, building these fighters up here, and I had a promotion here, Exhibition Fights, Primal Instinct Championships. We had these amazing exhibition fights, and we put on these fights for the local guys that want to get some experience and compete, but it's not like all like a huge event. It's like a
still an opportunity,
event,
though.
It's an opportunity for guys to gain experience and to put themselves out there so they can feel what it's like to fight in front of people. It's like hard sparring, basically. It's an exhibition fight.
Yeah.
And I was throwing these fights, and they were awesome, and they were amazing, and all I could picture was us doing a massive event at some point. You know what I mean? But I just felt like it was so much of a workload for me to be able to do something like that. I was like, man, I'm doing everything, because even with Primal, it's like I'm matchmaking, I'm promoting, I'm running the gym, I'm doing wearing so many hats at once. It was just overwhelming sometimes, but I kept doing it. Then eventually I saw Lamar had teamed up with Lonnie and RCS, and they did an amazing show. And then eventually we just kind of met up and we're like, you know what? We could do this together, and we could do this together bigger, better, and on another level. So we came up with Kingdom Fight League, and that's exactly what it is. We're just building a kingdom from the ground up with nothing but pure good intentions for the mixed martial arts community here in El Paso, looking to give people an opportunity to, not to prove themselves, but to go out there and perform and show their hard work, you know. I know when I was coming up in the fight game, and Lamar too, and Lonnie, I know a lot of us had to go out of town.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We had to go out of town and compete and all this stuff. Now we're making this happened right here at home. The crazy thing is, I used to wonder, right? Like, how come nobody's done this, right? Like, why isn't anyone doing this? Because they
Or
weren't
not done it right.
yeah, or done it right, because they weren't willing to go through the loops and the holes and they weren't willing to push through the obstacles to get it done. But I knew that if someone was willing to get it done, I didn't know it was me. It was going to be us at the time. But I knew that if someone was willing to go through the obstacles, they would eventually have something big on their hands. You know what I mean? Especially with the way the martial arts community is growing out here.
Yes, definitely.
It's amazing. So it was perfect timing for the way things are growing out here, and for us to come together, and we all have something amazing to offer. So as a team, we're a complete unit.
Yeah, I love that you were saying that, because El Paso's kind of like, we're kind of in the middle of, we're 4 hours away from Albuquerque, 4 hours away Tucson, 6 hours Phoenix, 10 Dallas, fucking 8 San Antonio, 8 Austin, like that. So
we're singled out.
Yeah, I'm glad that you said that, because we can draw people around us. We got Juarez, we got Chihuahua, we got Cruces, we got, Midland, we got, we can bring those people like that. And I like the fact that you were saying, like, hey man, we're going to try to build something, and we seen how it was done before, but we know we could do it better. And the fact that you guys are willing to sacrifice, to put your guys' time and effort to do that, to give people the opportunity, because you guys know how it is. Like, damn, I have to go fight out of town. Here I am doing everything I got to do. And then it just fucking falls through. You know what I mean?
It's a heartbreaker.
You know what I mean? That's tough. And I like that, and the fact that you guys all have your own like personalities and the way you guys carry yourselves, and then you guys start teaming together. Because a lot of people don't understand, being a lone wolf isn't the way to go with a lot of things. You have to have the right type of people around you. And I like that you were saying that, like, hey man, these guys, I believe in them. I want to work with them. And you guys have a vision together, and you guys are working toward that vision. And that's fucking dope to see, man.